But the very next day, you gave it away.
Hello, welcome to heaven. This is Raquel Alves and
Julia Kivilda.
yes, you guessed it. This is a Christmas special, round two.
Everyone loves a good Christmas special episode.
Yeah.
This one's also very special because we're not gonna see each other for the foreseeable future.
That's true. That's gonna be our last episode in person until further notice, I guess.
Cue sad music.
Yeah, but that's okay because we have a very fun episode idea for today. We're gonna have a very fun time and in the spirit of Christmas. We are reunited here today with our very cool Advent calendars.
Yes.
And we're gonna be eating chocolate while reflecting a bit because we both have our birthdays in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And we're going to be 25.
Next year is 2025.
We'll also be doing a 1 year of heaven. If you haven't listened to our special anniversary, go. So it's been a very reflective moment, and we thought let's use the 25 days of the Advent calendar about the 25 things we've learned at 25.
Woo! Oh my God,
Yeah.
so deep. I feel a lot of pressure now. What if someone actually listens to it and takes advice?
I mean, I hope they listen to it, If they actually take the advice, that's on them.
I guess. Disclaimer in the caption.
Disclaimer in the caption.
But yeah, I'm very excited for this one. This was very fun writing these down, to be honest. It was way harder than expected. I really thought I learned more meaningful things.
Yeah,
by 25, I don't know, I was like, I'm not actually sure about that.
Yeah, I'll be reflecting on the bus and did I even learn anything?
Yeah, honestly, I was like,
I feel like I keep doing the same dumb mistakes.
Do I actually know anything? Yeah. I just really want to eat the chocolate.
I know, let's open the first day.
Okay, do you want to start or should I?
Okay, I can start.
Okay.
Day one, we have a snowman. For day one, I have on my list that no one actually knows what they're doing. Most of them just appear confident in it.
Oh my God, that's actually so true.
I feel like that's one of the first things that came to my mind because I was like, the more I live life, not even just job professionally as well, but just in all the places, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, nobody has a clue. And I have a lot of coworkers who are in their 30s, 40s, and they also don't have a clue. And I've always been when I was younger, I always was yeah, by 25, I'm gonna have my entire life figured out, have a job that I'm gonna do for the rest of my life that I love, have a husband and a dog. Yeah,
what I mean by this is that no pressure because everybody is just as lost as you are. That's
Honestly.
what I've learned. Yeah,
very true. I second that. I'm actually surprised that it's not on my list, so that's good. It's not no overlap. Okay, let me open the box. Oh, that's so cute. It's a little reindeer. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, my first thing is I've learned to not care too much about what others think and blindly follow what others are doing just because they say it's good. And that applies to a lot of things trends and whatever and things that you see other people doing and I need to do it too. And then actually sometimes it may not even work for you personally. I remember when I was at school, I was so obsessed with other people would think of me and my classmates and whatever. And I was in Primark the other day because I was looking for some fishnets for our party, and I saw these teenage girls and they were looking for jewelry or cosmetics in Primark, and I overheard them discussing what this other person was wearing and whatnot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was just I'm so glad that's not me anymore.
Yeah.
And I just felt such a sense of freedom and relief that I don't have to care about that shit anymore.
Yeah,
so,
I think it really does with maturity overall. I definitely felt that too. I have something quite similar, but still different later on for sure.
Okay, cool.
Let's go. Day two. Let's see. It's a sock.
Oh, that's so cute. A stocking.
Yeah, the ones you put on the fireplace.
I've always wanted to buy stockings, but they're so expensive.
Just make your own.
I never thought of that. That's very true. The consumerism has killed me. Has killed my skills. Everything I learned during our degree to DIY is gone. So I just think of buying things because I don't have the time to do arts and crafts.
Okay, my number two is quite deep, I would say.
Okay.
It's loving someone is actually quite difficult.
Wow. And
Okay, so what I mean by this is not just romantic relationships. I think it's just saying that to truly love someone and have that care and that dedication to someone else. And it can be a partner, but it can also be a friend, and it can also be a family member. It's hard work, like it's difficult. It's not just...
That's true, yeah.
Because you can feel love and passion for someone, but loving someone like that in terms of more like action is difficult. I think I've learned that is actually quite difficult to love someone and to show that love and to make sure like things are rolling.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like people idealize it a lot, and like when they think about like the good moments, when they think of that, but they don't actually consider the reality of life, and that you need to also work on yourself. And honestly, I think it's something that I realized, that you're not as perfect as you think you are. I think,
for sure.
And you need to reflect on your actions, and also not to fall into a routine and stop appreciating the people who you have around you, like your friends or your parents.
Yeah,
you gotta work on it like actively and reflect on it
yeah,
regularly, I think, and not just like take it for granted.
No, yeah, and I think it's just I've learned that lesson, and having it in my mind like this is how it's like also just makes everything actually better and easier to deal with as well. If you have in your mind that like, oh, it is an effort, it is a bit of like a work you have to do, then it also just flows better.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, that was very deep.
Yeah. Number 2.
Okay, let's see what this is. This is a little, like, how do you call it? Like a ref?
Oh, yeah.
Like very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, these are very good drawn.
Yeah, very good advent calendar, 10 out of 10.
For a cheap calendar. Very good.
Okay, so this thing, I guess it's kind of like related to what I said before, but it's like I want to talk about it a bit wider, I guess. It's to buy things for quality and not the hype or being cheap. I feel like when I was younger, I used to be obsessed with having things, and I still love having things. Don't get me wrong, like I'm quite a materialistic person. I'm aware of that myself, but I feel like with maturing, I realized that it's more important to invest in things that will last or that will eventually have sentimental value for me than just blindly buying whatever to just fulfill my serotonin needs.
Yeah.
So even though I still shop for serotonin, don't get me wrong, I'm not that perfect. Even then, when I do it, I try to be like a bit more conscious and just impulsively act on it, or like if I want to do it, it's usually something that I've been eyeing like for a long time, for example, or it's from like brands that are like more conscious or whatever, and I try to like look up like more interesting things to buy,
like more mindful.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I would say that no more like crop t-shirts.
Oh my god, crop tops from
like,
Bershka.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like when you're a teenager, you just like want to have things, and
no, for sure,
yeah, as I said, it kind of links to what I said before of like people's perception of you, but I just wanted to talk about it in like a more broader context, I guess. Let's go.
Okay, number three. What do we have here? I think it's a sleigh.
Sleigh! It's a sleigh, guys.
Is that how you call it?
Yeah, like sleigh.
Yeah, okay.
Sleigh bells ring. But it's a sleigh.
It's a sleigh. Okay, and for a sleigh, what we have for number 3. Okay, what I have for number 3 is that I've learned to speak up when necessary, but knowing that silence can also be very powerful.
Oh, period.
And I think that kind of says it all. I feel like I don't have to explain.
Honestly, I feel like that's something I still need to learn, because I'm like a very reactive person, so I'm just gonna like lash out on people, and I do that a lot.
Yeah, I used to be like that, but I feel like from a year from now, I go much better, and I'm just like, control yourself, preserve your peace, move on, make other ones look stupid. And
very true.
And
it's not worth your energy.
It's not worth my energy, and I just thrive about it.
Period.
Slay.
Okay, what is this? This is Santa Claus.
Oh my god, already? Damn.
Yeah, with a beard. I don't know
what was that.
Let's cut this out later. Okay, my number 3 is that people will chat shit about you, but it doesn't matter.
Nice.
And like people will do it no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, or how much you try to like please them or whatever, or like fit in. Like it's always gonna happen, and you just shouldn't care, because in the end of the day, they don't care about you that much. In the end of the day, you shouldn't care. So that's
well
it.
Well done.
Yeah.
All right. Day number 4. Oh my god, why am I so deep on these? I promise like lighter stuff are coming. Maybe I did not organize this very well. Okay, we have for number 4. It's a star. Oh my God. Star. Look how shiny.
Beautiful.
So for number 4, we have there's no eternal happiness. Happiness happens in moments throughout your life.
What?
Okay.
My glasses fell. This was too deep. I thought mine were deep, but then yours are like.
I was going through something.
It's giving like Rupi Kaur.
I was going through something, but basically what I mean is that I feel myself sometimes always waiting for tomorrow, in a sense that I'm always waiting for something better. It's like, oh, one day I'll reach here, I'll reach there, or I'll have
this.
or
like when I have this job, it's gonna be better.
Yeah.
When I do this, it's gonna be better.
Or when I have a house, it'll be better. Or when I move to here, it'll be better. And I feel like I've learned that that's just never gonna happen. Not in the way that I won't do those things, but I won't be.
Yeah, you always think of something else.
Yeah. Like I'll never be eternally happy. Like I feel like I have this illusion that once I reach those things, okay, I'll be happy forever now. Like that's just not true.
Yeah.
And once I changed like the mindset, I guess, for that, and to think that you just have happiness. You can have happiness every day in like moments.
Yeah.
And having moments of happiness, you'll become much more a grateful person, and you don't feel so sad for never reaching something. Like you will have like moments of happiness throughout your life. There's no like eternal state of happiness. That's kind of what I mean. And I sound very deep when I say it, but that's kind of what I intend.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 4.
Number 4. Okay, let's see. What is this? This is once again a snowman.
Okay.
My number 4. my number 4 is that's also quite deep, but it's that you don't need another person, as in like a relationship, to be completely happy and to be like
very
full.
Very important.
Very important. And don't get me wrong, I'm in a very loving relationship now, and I'm very happy. Shout out to my boyfriend who will be listening to this. But I just feel like when I was in my early 20s and when I was a teenager, I used to be like, and you know this because like we've been friends in that time. And I had like friends who were in relationships, and I always felt I was lacking something because I wasn't in one. And it was something that I always really, really wanted. And I just felt I was like inherently unhappy because I didn't have that person that I could share my life with. But then I also realized through like other failed relationships that made me really unhappy, first of all, that it can actually make you feel worse if you're like with the wrong person, but then also that you can also feel very fulfilled by yourself, because I had like times later that I was on my own and I felt really fulfilled, and I did a lot of things that made me happy, and I was like very outgoing, and I developed like my other relationships with friends or whatever, and I realized that it's just not something that correlates to your happiness, or like, I mean, it does correlate, but it doesn't define it, or it's also not like a magic thing that's going to fix
everything.
Right now I'm in a loving relationship, but it doesn't mean that my life is all like sunshines and rainbows. Like I still have my problems that I deal with.
That's why it's like an aspect of your life. It's
exactly.
Not like
it's not like your whole life.
It's not your whole life, neither your fixer-upper, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And then I just feel like that's something that took me a long time to realize. I really thought that was like the one thing that was missing from my life.
Yeah, I just remembered, sorry. Like 25 is also the age that like your front lobe develops, and I can totally feel it in this conversation.
I know, I was gonna say, I feel like it really is developing. And
yeah, we're like, things are changing.
We're becoming wiser. Yeah. And if you're over 25, to let us know if you felt the same. It's just, I just feel like you see things more clearly. Yeah, okay. For day 5, I have something way more lighter. Basically, it's just wait, let me see. Mine is not lying. Okay, that's fine. Let me see my chocolate. It's a gift. Oh, that's cute. Like with a bow. Yeah, very cute. Look at it. So my number 5 is that I learned how to walk in crowds. And guess what? I'm very good at it, actually. It's like this almost feels like a deeper metaphor. I know, right? Like I just walk in crowds. How to shine in a room full of people. Yeah, and get to places where you need to be. That's true. The other day I was with my boyfriend, and for some odd reason I was in Oxford Circus, which by the way never happens. Do not quote me on that. And you should not do it right before Christmas, definitely. Yeah, and we were walking, and literally I lost my boyfriend.
Like we were walking all through these crowds, and I was literally passing through the intersection, like the actual circus, to the other side to go catch a bus, and I look back and my boyfriend is gone. And
poor guy got lost in the crowd.
He got lost in the crowd while I was like zoom, 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 zoom. And then I crossed everything. I'm looking back, I'm like, where is this man? Which is, he's not small, so it's like I lost him in the middle of the crowd. And after like a good 5 minutes, me just like standing waiting for him. He appears like, I'm here. It's like, where are you going? I'm like, to the bus. Like, what are you?
I have a purpose, you know.
He's like, oh, you're so good, like walking in crowds. And I'm like, yes, I am.
Yes, I am. Yes, actually, yes, I am. I feel like commuting to work in central London makes you great at that.
Oh,
it's
for
just
sure.
like universal experience, I feel like.
But then he's been a Londoner all his life, and I walk better than him, so I've learned how to walk in a crowd.
Slay. Power
Slay.
walk forever.
Forever.
Okay, what is this? This is it's a bubble.
Oh, nice.
Like a tree, Christmas tree bubble. Okay, my number 5 is that not every inconvenience is the end of the world.
I feel like I needed to listen to that.
Period.
I dramatize any.
I'm not gonna say like I always abide by this because that's not true, and I am also a dramatic queen, but I just feel like
in yourself you know that it's true.
Exactly. I feel like I can look back and reflect on my reaction and be like, actually, this was not that bad, and you know, and I shouldn't be so worried about it because there could be other things happening that could be worse.
It's like you're being your own mother for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, child, calm down. Like it's not that deep.
Exactly. It's because my mom is away, so you know I need to like mother myself some days.
No, but that's actually good, like mother yourself.
Yeah, and that's what my mom always says, is she's always like, oh, there is nothing we can't fix. And then you feel like
that's so positive. I'm so the opposite then.
I know, same. And I'm like a very pessimistic person overall, but I've learned to be way less dramatic and don't feel like everything is like doom and gloom and not feel like any minor inconvenience is like the worst thing ever, and not get like super irritated also when things don't go my way. So yeah, that's it.
That's very good. Nice. Okay, so number 6, we actually have a Christmas tree.
Wow, very cute.
Okay, so for number 6, we have Rebecca Deep. That dreaming and keep this sense of wonder is actually very important, and that like sometimes when we grow older, we are so overwhelmed by life and jobs and keeping up with our social lives and making sure that we have enough money to pay our bills, and then like our washing machine breaks and you have to deal with all these things, and then you get a letter saying that you have to pay this tax by tomorrow, and you know you're just full of bullshit all the time, that you tend to become quite serious and lose that sense of wonder or dreaming because everything is so gloomy around you all the time. So I've learned that I feel like I've fell under that trap, and I've kind of came back to it, and to never lose that sense of wonder, because I feel like that's when you like spiritually die.
Very true. That was also very deep. My next one is like super, and the least deep problem that I have, so this is gonna be really funny. I'm just gonna dive straight into it for juxtaposition. Okay, so this is a candy cane. Very cute. Oh, very cute. Okay, my number 6 is very funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's just very light. Is that the oven is the best appliance in the world. Wow. I feel like ovens are so underrated. And I feel like I used to not appreciate ovens until I didn't have one. And then I had one again. And now I have an amazing oven that works super well. And it has all these functions. And I'm like, wow, ovens are so great because when you're tired, you can just like pop stuff in there. 20 minutes, you do nothing, and your whole dinner is ready. And you can cook like an entire nutritious dinner. Like yesterday, I did like a whole salad, and I baked like chicken, and I baked like zucchini. I made like fries on one go in one oven in like 20 minutes, and it was ready. And what I was doing while this was baking, I was watching trash TV. Maximize efficiency.
Yes.
And I just want to say, like, ovens are so great. I get people with air fryers, but like, you cannot bake a cake in an air fryer.
That's true.
Yeah, but you can make your fries and you can make your chicken in the oven, and you can also bake your cheesecake in the oven or cinnamon buns. It's amazing. Like, I just love it. And then when you're not using, you can just use it to store stuff. It's just, it's incredible. 10 out of 10 appliance.
Great. I love that for you. Okay. Okay, day 7. Oh, we have a candle.
Very cute.
With a little bow on it. Okay, for number 7, we have a very simple, it could be in a little like placard in your living room, depending on when you were born, that just says, stay ambitious.
Yes, that's long.
Yes. But in true
Sounds
honesty,
like a LinkedIn post, I'm not gonna lie.
I know, but
Stay ambitious.
But honestly, I have thoughts on this. That's why I put it here. Is
Okay.
that the reason why I remained ambitious throughout my life is that where it got me to where I am today, which is a very good place, I would say. So like that's what got me to so many opportunities in life from like a lot of different fields, let's say, in stages in life. Like that's why it got me to like move countries. That's what got me to get to meet the most wonderful people in my life.
Yeah.
That's what got me so many different experiences, is to always remain ambitious. That doesn't mean that you're not grateful for what you have or where you come from. That's not it. But I felt like throughout my life, I had people being like, oh, are you sure you want to go
or like,
away?
maybe it's not for you.
It's not for you. Are you sure this is the best thing to do?
Or like, are you sure you should be taking that risk? Like maybe it's too risky. Yeah.
So everyone is just, I know that they're just putting their own insecurities onto me.
Yeah.
And in a way, people are a bit scared of ambitious people.
That's true.
Like, I feel that ambition also is so persecuted on women for being ambitious and wanting more and doing more.
Like you should be safe because you're a woman anyway, so like life is more scary for you, so you should be just grateful for what you have.
It's just seen as a negative adjective, especially
like,
on women.
If you're too ambitious, you just like tramp for people and you'll do whatever it takes to get to the top.
And that's not true. It's just to stay curious, it's to stay not settle down, is to always wanting better for yourself. Doesn't mean that you have to like shit on others to do it. I mean, everyone does their own way. Yeah. There's wrong and good ways, but wanting to do it is not wrong. So I will say that please remain ambitious. I've learned that. In a sense, I've kind of always done that, but I feel like it's still a lesson learned that yes, it is worth it and you should always remain ambitious in your life.
That is very true. Couldn't agree more. I don't think, like, I would never be where I am if I wasn't like ambitious. Exactly. Okay, next one. Wait, which number are we on? 7? Okay, this is a snowflake. Nice. Very cute. Okay, number 7. Oh, this is like a long one. What did I write here? Okay. I feel like I'm gonna need to explain this one because I don't think it's worded very well. But is that sometimes you should just allow yourself to do what makes you happy in a moment, no matter if like your inner self is telling you not to do it. Okay. And I feel like it's kind of about the little things that like make your day easier, but also like bigger things sometimes. I don't know, sometimes for example you just really want to eat junk food or buy a pastry, or I don't know, like splurge on something, and you might be like, oh, like maybe I shouldn't be doing this because this and that, because I'm on a diet or whatever, or like I don't have that much money in the moment. And not to say you shouldn't be responsible about your money. That's not what I'm saying. Like obviously with good measure. But I feel like I used to like refuse myself a lot of things, and sometimes for like no good reason. And I realized there was no point in doing that, because doing the thing that made me happy would just make my mood better, and it wouldn't make any difference in whatever I was like worried about at the time. Or in like whatever I was refusing myself this thing for.
Well, I think that's important. I don't have that on my list, but I definitely relate on sometimes I would just stop myself from getting something or making my life easier in some way. Like, I don't know, taking this transport instead of this one because it's faster, quicker, and even more expensive, or spending this extra money on heating because it kind of made me feel warmer and nicer at home. Like those little things that like it's just one time, or getting this one piece of clothing because it's gonna make me feel so cute and happy, and or getting that food or whatever. I also would stop myself over that all the time. And I think I intrinsically also learned to, it's fine to do that once in a while. You work hard for your shit. Like, come
exactly. Like you should treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Okay, let's go.
All right. We're gonna go into day 8. Day 8 is so Heaven podcast coded. It just says 1 glass of wine is always a good idea.
Like, oh, you didn't open your chocolate.
Number 8 is, I guess it's just a bow.
That's cute. Also very girl coded.
Honestly, yeah, very good for this one.
Very on theme.
So yeah, in doubts, drink one glass of wine.
But yeah, very color coded.
That's just all I have to say for this one. Julia?
Okay. What is this? What is this? Ah, it's like a person skiing.
Damn, that's so detailed.
I know, but it kind of looks like a blob, but you can tell what it is. Listen, it's a person skiing in chocolate, so you gotta imagine how it looks like.
Yeah, they're fun.
Okay, number 8, kind of deep, but anyways, is that taking care of your health is more important than taking care of your appearance.
Oh my god, my next one. Keep going.
So yeah, I feel like, I don't know, like the older I get, the more I realize that like it's more important to just
Yeah, of course.
care about like your inner self. Like when I was younger, I would just be like, yeah, just whatever to make me look pretty. That was like the most important thing.
Yeah.
For me. And yeah, there's not really much to discuss about that. But yeah.
No.
Something I
I agree completely. So, okay, number 9. Oh, we have a gingerbread house.
A horse house.
In the chocolate.
That's very cute.
We love a crossover in sweets. So at number 9, this is so dramatic. We have, you can worsen your mental health by being too self-centered.
Wow. Called out. Ooh.
Literally, sometimes we are so, I feel like we talk about individually a lot in our episodes. And I think sometimes we are so centered in ourselves that we actually end up worsening our own mental health by ourselves on like over exaggerating scenarios and situations and over sometimes analyzing ourselves too much, like our feelings, our thoughts, like we're talking so much about ourselves that we just make ourselves worse in the process, that perhaps we're not that bad with social anxiety, but because we so inherently keep analyzing this over and over again, that we become actually worse and we can't even be around people anymore on the street. You know what I mean? As an example.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of like you think about yourself so much and how you could do better or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you feel like, I don't know, you're trying to be so different, for example, from others, or you're constantly analyzing what to do. That makes everything more difficult. And sometimes you just gotta like chill out and people don't actually care.
Yeah, exactly. Just like chill out. Sometimes it's good to chill out.
That's true. Okay, next one. What is this? This is a Christmas pie.
Oh, wow.
Very cute.
Never seen one of those.
What do you mean? Like mince pies?
No, on a chocolate.
Oh, yeah. Anyways. Okay. Oh, number 9. Do not chase people who don't care about you.
Slave, said everything, queen.
Applies especially to boys, but not only.
Not only, but mainly.
Also, like, friends, relationships, whatever.
Say, not all men, but always a man.
Exactly. So, all said and done. Nothing to add.
Nothing to add. Okay. We're gonna go to number 10. We have yet another snowflake.
Very cute.
So number 10 is again another one good for like love. That is, change is actually good.
Pinterest board incoming.
So what I mean by this is that I think I've always welcomed change, or in a way I've always liked to be diverse in my life. This is very broad, but bear with me. But I think sometimes I attach myself to certain places, people, situations very quickly, and then when it changes, I just feel like the world is like drowning. Like,
yeah, I hate change. I am the most routine, stable person loving ever. So,
and I think I've learned with time, especially because in my 20s specifically, I've been through so many changes that sometimes would put me in such a crisis mentally, because I couldn't cope and I couldn't deal with so much change, because I just wanted so badly for things to always remain the same, and that would never happen because of different circumstances. And now almost 25, so 5 years into my 20s, after having such a stable life in my teenage years and then having a completely chaotic life in my 20s, or half my 20s, I think I learned that change is actually good and we should embrace change and not be afraid of it.
Yeah, Very true. There is no progress without change, or something like that, as they say. Okay. What is this? Another Christmas tree.
Nice.
A little music break for you. Okay, my number 10 is that strangers on the street don't really care how you look like or your insecurities.
That's so true, and they completely forget after like 2
Exactly.
seconds.
And when I was younger, I used to be so obsessed. I would not leave my house with greasy hair. Like I remember throwing a tantrum when my mom was like, "We need to leave now," and I was like, "Oh, my hair is not washed," or whatever. And I would be like, it would impact my mood so much because I just felt like there are all eyes on me. Or I would not leave my house in sweatpants. Even when I moved to London to live by myself, I would just not go to the grocery store in my pajamas or whatever. Because I would just be like, oh, what will people think? And honestly, I feel like that's kind of a plus about being in London. No one gives a fuck. So you kind of like adopt that mentality too. I feel that helped me a lot. I feel like back home it will be a bit different. And now I just don't care. And it's honestly so freeing. And
yeah, not having those like superficial worries. I think it's been like the common lesson of a lot of these.
That's true.
But yeah, number 11. We have another Christmas bubble decoration. Look at that.
Very cute.
Right. So for this one, I'm very proud of this lesson that I've learned. Number 11, that is, I make very good rice. I can
That's true. Shout out to Raquel's rice.
I can make a good bowl of rice, white rice, with nothing else in it. I cannot, of course, but like nothing else in it, and it will taste fucking delicious. And so I've changed a lot of people's lives with this rice of mine. There are people who said they didn't like rice and they stopped eating it because of me.
That's true. I remember when you were cooking dinner for your friends and they were like, wow, this is the best rice we've ever had.
Yeah.
I remember when I was sick and you would like make me your rice. That was very nice when we lived together.
Yeah.
Very fun memories of us just eating like bowls of rice with tomatoes
as a snack. Yeah. I
10 out of 10 experience. Or when I was working, I didn't have time to do my lunch. I was like, Raquel, can I just eat some of your rice?
Yeah. So if you are a rice hater, think again. You're just making it wrong.
Shout out.
Shout out to me.
Cool. What is this? Santa Claus once again.
Oh my god, they're repeating it.
Old man. I mean, yeah, it's like 25 things. I don't know how many Christmas things you can come up with.
That's true. I feel the struggle.
Yeah, honestly. If I had to do like advent calendar, it would be really difficult. Oh, what if you put a chocolate of an advent calendar inside an advent calendar?
Oh, meta.
That's so meta. Anyways, so my number 11 is, that's also quite deep, is that people like you more than you think, and taking the first step to reach out goes a long way. Because I feel like often you fall out of touch with people, or you meet someone new, but you're like, oh, they really like me. Or you meet them casually and you want to reach out to them to connect with or something else. And you may be a bit hesitant because you're like, oh, what if they're going to think I'm imposing? Or what if they're going to see my message and show it to all their friends and laugh at me because I'm like super ridiculous? But it's actually not true. And I found, especially at uni and stuff, that people really appreciate others reaching out, especially when it's like about their work or whatever, or even just to connect. And even if it doesn't lead to anything, I feel like people respond really well to that and tend to be way more helpful than you would think they would be.
I agree. I also would, I mean, I still have that sometimes, but it's definitely come from like an insecurity place of thinking that everyone is going to make fun of you and laugh at you for like taking those initiatives. I had that so hard that I still feel it a bit today. I don't think I have learned that lesson completely yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 12, day 12, what do we have here? I'm not sure what this is.
Maybe it was supposed to be like a bubble.
Maybe it feels, maybe it's a person and I just think it's a blob.
I don't think this one worked out very well.
Maybe, okay, I'm just gonna say it's snow.
Snow? It's melted snow.
It's just melted snow. Look, this is, I'm not gonna develop much on this. I feel like we talked a bit about this already, but my number 12 is not think too much on yourself and live more. Not being so enclosed within yourself and your thoughts and just live more. Just like stop caring, just go.
Slay.
So yeah, we already talked a bit about this, but that's my number 12.
10 out of 10. Would agree. Oh, that's a reindeer. Oh, super cute. Rudolph. The red-nosed reindeer. Okay, my number 12, is that you should wear clothes that are comfortable first and foremost.
Yeah.
And then once that the like look is kind of like secondary. And you should also dress appropriately to like what you're gonna be doing and not just kill yourself to look good.
Yeah.
Because this girl used to be obsessed with like wearing heeled boots everywhere, even though I was like pretty good at walking in them, but my feet would like kill me. I would like wear them for the whole day, like out and about. And now I go to work and I'm like, fuck that. Like I do not care. I dress the comfiest I can.
Yeah.
And obviously sometimes you're like in a mood to dress up more, and that's great too. But you should just be comfortable and you should prioritize that. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, I think I got a Santa Claus. I got a Santa of my own. Okay, so number 13. It is I've learned how to deal with different kinds of people better. I think it's mostly to do with my job, that I encountered so many like incompetent assholes that with different kinds of moods and reactions, that I feel like I really learned how to deal with people.
I feel like it's too real for me. I didn't even think of that. It's too much of my reality to be able to reflect on it.
Yeah, it's a bit similar to other things you said, I think, but I feel like I really learned that.
Very true. Okay, what is this? It's another star, a shooting star this time.
Oh,
very, very cute. So what I've learned, number 13, is that it's okay to do things that make you rest. Like it's okay to pause and rest. And especially to watch trash TV while you're doing it. Because I've discovered in my like 25 years of life that trash TV is something that really relaxes my brain and like switches it off. And it really helps me just de-stress. You know, I consider myself to be an educated and intelligent person. And so when you go to art school, I feel like it's kind of the type to you feel like the need to appear intellectual to other people.
No, for sure.
So we're like, yeah, all I watch is movies. Actually, all I watch is art house films and an independent cinema. Yeah. But no, because all I watch 99% of the time is Love is Blind and Perfect Match or whatever. And guess what? I fucking love it. And I'm not ashamed. And I loudly and proudly discuss it with other people who also watch it. But on a broader note, it's okay to rest and pause and take time for yourself, even when you're very busy. And even if you feel like, you know, you have so much deadlines and whatever, like it's important to take the time, even if it's like 10-15 minutes just for yourself to like take a breather or do something else that relaxes you. It's not going to do you any harm. There is a point where you may be so busy or so stressed and you feel like there's nothing you can do, you just have to keep going. But at that point, taking that 15 minute breather is not going to change your situation anyway, but it might like significantly help you. And that's something that I learned.
I think that's great. I would just add as well that if you are very worried about your productivity, I mean, I hope you're not that caring so much about your productivity, but if you are, even resting makes you actually more productive. So resting is actually way more important because it re-energizes your brain to be able to do better work afterwards.
Exactly. You need to rest and you need to sleep. Yeah. And you need to like relax your brain. Hi, we're still here. We're just taking a short break.
And we'll be coming back very soon with the second half of this episode, setting the best for last right before Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.